Man, we're finally here. 3 years in the making, we finally here.
I didn't even know the major was. Like, man, we ran the city. You know what I mean? We ran the city.
No, nothing fair.
Right.
I mean, I was proud of that. We weren't close to Magic City.
Nah.
By the dean of high school basketball coaches.
The dean.
I ain't care nothing about Jack, though.
Told the young lady, I said, he definitely married up. You're 27, is that correct?
It hurt because I'm human,
Yeah,
right?
rightfully so.
But I'm going to give you more to hate. Just stay tuned.
You gonna get your first one tonight. Give me the rock. We're gonna stop and get some chicken.
Right.
So we laugh about that. You ride with me, gonna get that chicken.
Yeah. Did you ever heard that story that the scouts were coming?
Came to see you
Came to see him.
and saw Willie Mays.
Come on Wednesday to catch me.
The team they went to, we don't beat them 4 out of 5 times, so maybe they'll help them out.
Thompson is overtaking Hoop. There's no question that Thompson is taking over
They got the
Hoop.
best blacks and they got the best whites.
You can't beat it, man. You can't beat it. Mike Steele,
What's up, Coach? What's up?
what's happening with you, man?
Man, I'm in the building, man. In the
Man.
building.
Man,
One more
listen,
time for the mind.
Man, listen, but Maurice Ford, if you need it.
Maurice.
Maurice Ford.
Coach, man, hey, Birmingham, I'm sorry. Oh, we didn't change this camera around. Let me find me. Birmingham, we have today Coach Jackson, Papa Jack 2.0.
Yes, sir. Hey, happy to be here, fellas.
Man, appreciate it. See, like, well, we done this thing. Like I've been knowing you for years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Private joke, bro, man. Private joke.
Oh,
Well,
Lord.
Coach, man, glad you came out. Birmingham, like I said, this is Coach Ronnie Jackson, head football coach, Rams. What you guys now, 4-1?
3-1.
3-1.
Yes, sir.
3-1. Okay. State championship last year.
Yes, sir.
Huge.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Big for the city.
Oh, yeah, huge. And that's Ramsay's second one.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
2016 was the first one.
Gotcha.
We got that thing last year.
Gotcha. And we had the little music. I'm about to come over there and see if I can get your Ramsay band to give us put some music to this.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, we got a really good band.
Okay.
And Mr. Stewart, man, a really good guy, so he don't mind.
Well,
Okay.
after
Yeah,
all,
come
the band was started to support the football. I mean, football.
So how did that
football
work?
program was
How did the football program was started
Yeah.
to
Support the band.
Support the band.
support the band.
I tell everybody we're thankful that they were thinking about their kids. Let them march in the band. I have a job now.
So you had something.
So
you got something to do.
I'm thankful they were thinking about their child at that time. So I'm happy they started that thing for us.
Gotcha. Now, Coach, you also coached girls basketball. Over
Yes,
there.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So we gonna get to all that too. Mike, he had a whip over there with them girls, man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we gotta dig into that, dive in there.
So football and basketball.
Yeah.
Female basketball.
Yeah.
Right.
And I
22
hear
years.
I hear his best sport.
22 years you did that.
22 years doing girls basketball.
Boy, you're a Renaissance man.
Hey.
And you coach football. That's crazy.
Yeah, normally you don't pair them two up, but
Yeah.
Busy.
Yes. That's
Took a lot of time.
That's
effort.
bananas.
Yeah. But it was worth it, though.
So, Coach, you coming off a tough one. Well, we were expecting it to be a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
Pleasant Grove.
Yeah.
So what happened Friday night, man? Y'all, you gave one of Coach Prime's speeches or something?
I mean, man, we've been preparing all summer long.
Okay.
And our kids, they're always up for that Pleasant Grove game.
Okay.
And I talked to LeBeau earlier. Every time we think that Pleasant Grove's down, they always find a way to fight.
Right.
And so, we thought they lost a lot of guys last year, and they did lose a lot of guys last year.
Mm-hmm.
But we try to keep telling our boys, man, that it's still Pleasant Grove. They have
Right.
a winning tradition. They got a good coaching staff over there. They coach them kids up. And so we cannot be worried about, we got to make sure we do everything the right way. So they went out, man, and I'm proud of the way they played. Okay. They played well.
Gotcha. Because that game has been, and I was looking forward. You know, when that rain started, man, I was like, so did y'all catch any of that rain?
We weren't expecting the rain. I mean, they said it was going to be 20% earlier that day, but lo and behold, it started to drizzle a little bit. It wasn't enough to affect anything.
Okay.
And it didn't last long, so we survived it.
Man, it poured where I was.
Oh, wow.
So I was looking, you know, on the BC edge, under the lights. I couldn't find it. You know, I wanted to check it out. And but congrats. I know I know you guys put a lot of work in on that.
Appreciate it.
Mike, what we're going to do with Coach is we're going to talk about Ramsay, but we want to connect the dots with what we've done with other guests. We want the viewers, the listeners to see who on the sideline, you know, and be able to know a little bit about Coach Jackson. Okay. So, Coach, you know, everybody knows your dad. You know, former major league ball player. So, how was that growing up? You know, dad, you know, on TV, you know, the famous hidden coach. How was that growing up being?
Man, I'm blessed, y'all. I'm just saying, it's not too many people out there that can say they were the bat boy for the California Angels.
Wow.
That's crazy.
My job throughout the whole summer when I go and fly to see my dad during the summertime was he would give me 2 baseballs. And every team they played, I had to go ahead and get an autograph from each player on that team. And I did that for like 8-9 years. So you can imagine how many balls we got down in the basement. That's going to be worth a lot of money. So, I mean, and just
what's your address again?
Hey, it's somewhere locked up in a secret location.
Hey, you need to think about that for real.
I am. But I mean, just meeting the superstars, and like I met Janet Jackson and Roger. I mean, all of the greats like Reggie Jackson, Rod Carew, like those guys. You see them every day in the dugout, man. And I mean, an awesome experience to be able to see those guys in the flesh. Then go home and you see them on TV. So, man, I live the life. I can tell you, man. I'm so thankful for that, having a dad that played on that level.
So that was the fun part of it.
Yeah.
Right. Now, did you feel any kind of pressure, you know, like, hey, I had a couple of uncles played quarterback. So I felt like, man, I got to play quarterback. I played tight end, junior high, and I went to midfield. I said, Coach, I want to try it at quarterback.
Look, it was definitely pressure. But, I mean, our family, we work hard anyway. Okay. So we actually like that. We embrace that pressure. Okay. So it's like our whole entire family, man, we feed on each other. And like throughout the whole summer, I don't know how everybody else's family, but our family, we would get together, go to Winona. It was like an old golf course. Golf course. And we would just like put book bags. We'd put big boulders in our book bags and just sprint the hills. Really? We was doing that like in middle school, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, we just embraced it, you know what I'm saying? We knew our family had the lineage to be athletic, and, you know, a lot of his brothers played on the next level. Okay. And so we just knew it was in our family, man, to be athletes. So it was just all of us. We just always worked hard, man. So we embraced that, though.
Okay, so really no inherited pressure there. You're like,
no pressure.
I do what I do.
That's what we do.
Okay.
We're Jacksons, baby.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Jacksons.
The Jacksons.
Right. Yes, sir. So, Coach, you go to school in Midfield, Rutledge Junior High. Yeah. You know, I talked with Coach Hamilton, Jim Hamilton over there. Yeah. So,
Coach Jim.
Yeah, Coach
Jim. He read it too.
Yeah, he read it. So, Coach, tell me about your. Let's just take it from junior high all the way through. Tell me about what you did at Rutledge. sports? You know, just talk to me about that.
Yeah, I mean, again, our whole family played all sports.
Okay.
And so when we was at Rutledge, we kind of honed in to do everything, basically. Just keep us busy.
Right.
Again, the coaches at Rutledge, man, they were awesome. They were hands-on. They did everything they can to prepare us to the next level.
Right.
And we had a brotherhood, too, at Rutledge, man. It was like all our guys from out of Brighton, all the guys out of Midfield. Man, we just got together, man. We enjoyed each other. It was like a true brotherhood. It wasn't I'm fixing to up and leave and go to Pleasant Grove or Town or something like that.
Okay.
It was straight. No,
so they wasn't recruiting back then.
No recruiting back then, man. It was like, hey, you pull your own weight, and if you knew you weren't on that level, you better work hard to get on the field.
Wow.
So, man, I enjoyed Rutledge, man. It helped shape me, molded me up to where I am today.
Okay.
And so I enjoyed my time at Rutledge.
I got you.
As far as Midfield, same thing. Had a couple of same coaches that came up to the high school. And they also prepared us, like the same plays that we ran at Rutledge. We did the same thing at the high school.
Right.
The same group of guys we played with, we all moved up together. So it was still like a brotherhood. And you could tell we played well together because we're just used to being around each other all the time.
Coach, are you able to do that now in your capacity at Ramsay? Since you guys may have them coming from.
Yeah. Ramsay's totally different.
Okay.
Of course, we don't have any feeder schools.
Okay.
So our kids, again, they come from all over the city. They do have tests to get in, and that's the hardest part, I think, just making sure that they are being trained, in middle school.
Right.
And when they get to us, it's not like they had the feeder school, and they've learned all our plays. They know our lingo. They know our language.
Right.
So when we get there, it's like everything's blank. It's
Okay.
a clean slate.
Right.
And so we have to hone in on what they can and cannot do, find out, just teach them the basics of football, the fundamentals from the beginning. And, that's pretty much what we got to do to get our boys prepared.
Gotcha. So at Midfield, you played football, baseball.
Yeah.
Did you play any basketball?
So let me tell you about basketball.
It was a little bit.
Tell you about basketball. So I didn't play basketball.
Okay.
But I wanted to stay in shape.
Okay.
All my partners, all my guys that play football, they all play basketball.
Okay.
So I was a manager.
Okay.
And how God works is while I was managing, I was there with the coaches. So after all the boys go home, I'm there with all the coaches, and they're breaking down film, and they kind of getting scouting reports and all that stuff. So I kind of helped a lot with that. Never in a million years that I think I would be coaching basketball.
Yeah.
But God found a way for me to get that little information then that I never thought.
Yeah, it's like useless information at
I'm a
that point.
football guy. I'm a baseball guy.
Yeah.
I'm not a basketball guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, back then I didn't know how the Lord had that thing set up for me.
Right.
That by being around basketball, and we had some really good coaches at Midfield too. Yeah.
Hey, hold on, Coach, man. I want to bring somebody on. I want to say some words to you right quick.
Okay.
Go ahead. You there?
Hey, what's up, Coach? Yeah, hey everybody, this Quentin Reese, defensive line coach at Ramsay.
Go ahead on, bro.
How y'all doing, fellas?
You're doing great, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Always a pleasure, man. I'm glad that you guys asked me to speak on Coach's behalf. Sorry my video wouldn't work with me. Kids gonna have to figure it out for me later on this season. But when I think about Coach, man, it goes back to that old saying, man, when nobody really cares what you know until they know that you care. And that's one thing that Coach is teaching, not only myself, but the coaching staff as well as the players. It's really his ministry, and you can tell the way that he walks, the way he talks, and everything he does is consistent, and it's consistent with his ministry, how he cares, and he really, football kind of comes second, because he really cares how these kids gonna go on to the next phase of their life, and not only the kids again, it's the younger coaches as well. That he really puts a lot of time into us as coaches, and like double the time into the players. I'm sure he gets his butt chewed on when he get home because he's putting so much time and effort into this team, into these kids. Man, it's just phenomenal.
Wow.
Man, that's a. Go ahead, Jay.
Brother Reese, we appreciate you calling in. You just, I heard the phone. I said, what it is? That's what an executive producer does, right?
That's right. That's what he does.
Improvise.
Coach, man, we really appreciate you.
Hey, it's a pleasure, man. Anytime.
All right, Coach. Thank you, man. I really appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, Coach.
All right, 10-4, baby.
You got it. All right.
Wow.
Coach done snuck on this thing, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man.
He just had left the meeting. He didn't tell me anything about that.
He don't supposed to tell you when I'm orchestrating.
Coach Reese.
Yeah. That's
Good guy,
QB's
man.
dad, right?
Yeah,
That's
QB1.
QB dad, man.
Yeah.
Okay, we
man.
gonna-
QB had a good game this week, too.
Man,
Yeah,
he's
we-
been playing lights out since he's been there.
We're gonna talk about that, brother.
Yeah.
Later. Yeah. So, Coach, we at midfield. You got some useful tools in your bag.
Mm-hmm.
Being a manager,
Right.
learn how to break down film and what to look for, what strengths and weaknesses on the court by being a manager.
On the man, being a manager.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's
It's amazing how things work.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You know, it will work out for what you're gonna need later.
Yeah, man. I mean, like he's grabbing those tools, put them in his toolbox belt to bring out later.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The Lord
Right.
put that. Hey,
Now,
let you
again,
do this right
I
here.
never thought about basketball.
20 years coaching female basketball.
Yeah, I've been doing that for 22 years, man. Just
That's
doing
crazy.
Straight girls basketball and football. So,
But let me say this too, Jay. Big ups to you, man, just being a student, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just being a student of the game. You're saying that you never played, but you got the X's and O's
yes, sir.
from just sitting around, and then you put your twist on it, and then learning from everybody that's around you, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we got to do as coaches, man.
Yeah.
We got to continue to learn. There's so much out there.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, man, as coaches, sometimes we can't get satisfied, but right now, it's so much out there. The game's changing daily.
Right.
So if you don't keep up with it, you get left behind.
Yeah.
So
And it's funny that you mentioned that too. I want to say this too, Jay. I mean, like, what do you do to continue what we call in my profession continuing education?
right.
You know, like, and that we can go down. We can answer that later on, man.
Okay.
Because I think that's very important, man.
Yeah.
And being a coach, man, it's like you have to continue to learn.
Right.
But where you get that information from? Go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry.
So at midfield,
Mm-hmm.
let's deal with this football and baseball.
Okay.
So tell me about playing football in midfield.
Oh man, at midfield, again, the coaches were all on the same page. I ended up starting my freshman year.
Your freshman year.
My freshman year, and again, man, I feel like my body wasn't prepared to play.
Okay.
And I say that because as an incoming freshman, we don't work out, we don't lift weights, man. We just show up.
Right.
And so my coaches, they saw something in me. I think I played 2 JV games and scored maybe 3 or 4 touchdowns and just all over the field. And our coach was like, look, this guy needs to be up here with us. And so, again, I played middle linebacker. I think it was All-State sophomore year, my junior year. But I don't feel like my body was totally ready for that.
You were All-State?
All-State, yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
All-State
want
my
you to blow
sophomore year.
past that. I thought I heard that.
Yes, sir. All-State my sophomore year,
Sophomore-
junior year.
And junior.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Linebacker.
Yeah, linebacker.
Young whippersnapper.
Young
Getting beat up.
whippersnapper.
Well, Coach, so would you just chill out your senior year? What'd you do?
No. I just think that wear and tear again.
Yeah.
Now I was still getting like 15 tackles a game now.
Okay.
But it was, I guess they wanted somebody else to get it.
Okay.
Because they got it 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
But I was still balling.
You're
I thought
okay.
you might have been
Okay,
in
now
there.
hold on
yeah,
now.
I was
You
still-
already said that.
Yeah. So wait.
Hold on, coach. I'm still
I
balling.
still get 15 tackles.
I was still lighting them up, and you can ask any of my guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
Okay.
gotta know somebody else that
Well,
knows.
they said
know.
you said they want to give somebody else with less opportunity. That's what he said.
And when I asked the question, I was maybe he was injured because I know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I
got
heard
you.
about. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And again, by my senior year, though, even though I was making those tackles and I think I was playing well, by my senior years where like my shoulder just started going out on me.
Wow.
And I think I needed surgery and I never got surgery.
Yeah.
And that's when God took me in another path.
Yeah.
So got to Alabama State again. I don't know if I'm moving too fast, but
good.
got to Alabama State, and that is where my dreams was kind of shut down, man. They gave me an opportunity, and I tried to play both baseball and football, and my body just, my shoulder was just like out of whack. I couldn't throw a baseball.
Wow.
So that's why now my guys, they know if I talk to them all day, I'm like, have you been in the weight room? Have you been working out? Because I know
what it can do to you.
Yeah, I know the importance of working out, getting strong, building that up so that you can prevent those injuries.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I don't want that to happen to them.
Yeah.
So every time I'm listening, talking to my guys, man, get your tail in that weight room if you're going to help us out.
Yeah.
So I don't want the same thing to happen,
Yeah, because if you're not, you won't be helping us out.
You will not be on the field.
Yeah.
You will not be on the field if you're not in that weight room.
Yeah.
So, talk to me about Alabama State.
Yeah. Alabama State, man, I absolutely loved it.
Okay.
Had a great time at Alabama State. But again, that was my transitioning also.
Okay.
Go ahead and tell this story again. My sophomore year, depressed, upset because, my dreams of playing on the next level was shattered because I had those injuries.
Right.
And so I had one of my best friends, man, Ricky, and another friend named Cheeseball, and they were all my church members. We grew up in the church. And so they was like, look, man, let's go to Daytona Beach, man. Let's have us a great time, man. I know you've been down. So it's time for you to just, have a good time. You know what I'm saying? And so long story short, I told them, hey, fellas, I'm coming. But for that particular day, I had the worst. My stomach was killing me. Right. So I told them, listen, fellas, if I'm going to ride with y'all, we're going to have to stop on every exit because my stomach was killing me. But long story short, on the way there, all three of them, they were in a van and they went head on into an 18-wheeler.
Wow.
And they all passed, y'all.
Wow.
And so that was my wake-up call. That was my wake-up call, man. I was like, I was supposed to be in that van.
Wow.
And my stomach was hurting that bad. And so I knew from that point, it's not about me anymore. I knew from right there that God got something special for me. He has me here for a reason.
Right.
And so I live to tell that story, man. And I don't think nobody's ever heard that story before. But,
God, that's amazing, man.
I'm here for a reason, man. I'm here for a reason.
Sorry to hear about
Man.
that. Yeah. And these were childhood.
Yeah, grew
friends.
up in the church, man. My grandfather was the pastor, and all their moms were in ushers, and their dad was a deacon at the church. He's still a deacon at the same church. Wow. So we all grew up together, man. He was my college roommate. I can't think of that. He was my roommate.
Wow.
Yeah.
So man, I'm living every day thinking about those guys, man. Wow. And again, I'm not thinking about me.
It was three of them.
Yeah, it was three. Actually, it was four.
Yeah.
It was four. All four passed. I didn't know the other guy.
Yeah.
It was another one of their friends.
Yeah.
But it was three of my partners, man.
Yeah.
And stop thinking about me. It's not about me.
Right.
Not about me.
So stop feeling sorry for you.
Stop feeling sorry for myself, man. Whatever God has for me, I'm gonna survive it.
Yeah, that shaped your thinking.
Yes, sir.
To a whole new level.
Man, it's weird. You tell us that story. I'm on my way over here. Facebook will send you something, and I want to mention this. I don't know if his family has been checking out our shows, but the kid that played with my son at Spain Park.
Okay.
Whenever I don't know if this was the day he passed, but it's been 3 years from the time I made the post. But the kid over at Spain Park, Parker Boswell, was killed in a car accident. And it came up on my timeline today. It's 3 years ago today. Yeah. So just praying for
their family.
The Boswells. Man, that your story brought that to my recollection. Man, that's rough. Coach, Alabama State.
Right.
y'all kind of shook me up a little bit now. But when did you know that you said what was your major? I'm sorry, what was your major?
Physical education.
Okay, so you knew with that major,
right?
You wanted to do something.
Yeah.
Okay, coaching or teaching or something. Okay.
I mean, we love kids, so
Okay.
I knew I was going to bring something to the table.
Wow.
So yeah.
I got you. So you matriculate on from the Hornets down there, and your first job.
Right.
Where is that?
So my very first job was at Council Elementary.
Council.
First day.
Where is Council?
Council is in Inslee. It's not too far from Jo.
Okay.
And so my first day on the job, Principal Steve Brown.
Okay.
He came and talked to me. He was like, "Hey, just want to let you know we need a girls basketball coach."
Steve Brown. Now, because I know it was a Steve Brown. I got a frat brother named Steve Brown, but taught over in the midfield at Rutledge.
Right. So Steve Brown was our 7th grade teacher at Rutledge.
Okay.
So I knew him in middle school.
Okay.
And lo and
so
behold,
not the same one, Jay.
Yeah.
It is.
Same
Same one.
Same one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Same one.
Okay.
So lo and behold,
you say frat brother, but not LB.
No.
Okay, I got you.
So he taught you.
Right.
And you get out of school, he's the principal at Council.
He's the principal at Council.
Wow.
And he can say that he started Coach Pop in coaching.
Wow.
Because my very first job, he said, I need a girls basketball coach.
He throws you right in the fire.
Elementary.
In the fire.
I'm looking at him like, okay, sure. Let me go ahead and let's go.
So he taught you, now he's your boss.
Now he's my boss.
Wow.
And he loves sports. He cared so much about those kids, and he knew the importance of sports.
Right.
Also, and he knew he needed some good men to come in, and I had a lot of energy. I'm fresh out of college, man, and so I do got another story. That's where I met Coach Barber.
Okay.
So I was coaching girls basketball, and he was coaching at Central Park Elementary School.
Okay.
And so
Barber.
my first time meeting Coach Barber, man, and they beat us, and Coach Barber's like, "Hey, Coach, y'all got a good team. I can just tell y'all don't practice a lot."
I said, what?
He's arrogant.
I can just tell, Coach. And I'm like, and I'm looking at him like, who is this guy right here? Who is he?
Who do you think he is?
Who do you think he is, man? So it's like, okay. So I learned a valuable lesson because, man, he cared so much, and he was so energetic, and it was like he didn't care about, if it was just elementary school. He wanted to beat you.
He wanted to win.
And so I had a good team. Okay. And so I was like, you know what, man? We need to practice more than 2 days out the week.
Yeah.
So we would start practicing 4 days out the week. Man, I kind of went all in, and we started practicing on the weekends. You know what I'm saying? I'm training these girls up, and I want to say as he was going out, his last year, I think we finally beat him in the championship game. So I was elated. And after that game was over with, he was coaching girls basketball and boys. So he forgot because after our game, he was so upset. He was a fiery guy, man.
Right.
And he got kicked out the game, I guess because of a call. And so he forgot he had to coach another game. So they let him come back in and he coached the boys. Yeah.
So they put him out the whole gym.
They put him out the whole gym, man. He was so upset. And I'm like, why is he getting so upset over elementary game? But that's, again, man, he cared so much.
Right.
I learned so much from Coach Barber, man, because he didn't care what level it was. Like, he just wanted to win, man. And he wanted to make sure he didn't do the kids a disservice. I don't care what level.
Right.
So, I appreciate him, man, because I had a little chip on my shoulder. Like, man, who is this guy talking to me like that?
Talking fly.
But, man, to see what he's doing now, I saw that then. I knew he was going to be the Coach Barber with all these state championships, man. So shout out to Coach Barber, man.
Shout out to
doing a great job, man.
Shout out, man.
Great job, man.
Man, that's deep. That's deep. So you coaching girls at Council.
Mm-hmm.
And are you doing any football at this time?
Yeah. So started coaching girls basketball, and then I was working at Martin Luther King swimming pool during the summertime.
Okay.
And I met one of this, my guy who worked with me. His name was Eric and Derek. I don't know if y'all know the twins.
Yeah, I know the twins, man. Eric and Derek. You know them too when you see them.
Okay.
I had a friend named Stacy Gill. He worked there also.
Okay.
And so he was coaching at Parker. He was a D-line coach. He was like, hey, we need a running back coach. And so that was my opening right there. I was
at Parker High.
At Parker High School. So that's where I started my first year at Parker High School. So I was going from elementary school during the first part. Going to football practice first, and then after that I was coaching girls basketball at Council. So so had both of them going.
So how long were you there at Parker?
So at Parker I was there until 2012.
Okay.
And so again, how God works, our last 2 years probably our roughest years, man. We've always been really good. Shout out to Coach Andre Robinson too.
Okay.
Man, when I first got there, man, he was so structured, had the discipline, man. He taught me a lot also as far as how are coaches supposed to be when it come to kids, you know what I'm saying? Like coaching etiquette. He told us how to talk to them. Don't allow them to call you anything. Because they used to call me Pop. He's like, nah, you better put Coach in front of that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Coach Papa Jack. I'm like, okay. So he taught me a lot about just being, taught me how to be a coach.
Right.
And so, again, but moving on to those last 2 years, he left and then Coach Blair came in.
Okay.
And Coach Blair was our head coach. But the last 2 years was like the roughest because they was building a new school.
Okay.
So they was building in Parker and we didn't have anywhere to practice. So for those last 2 years, we were practicing in the middle of those projects right next to Parker. And so those are some rough times, man, because we had to walk through there, have practice, and you look up, there might be somebody yelling at somebody else, and they say, hey, I'll be back. And I'm like, oh, hey, fellas, last play. Let's get on up out of here. And so we tried to practice at Legion Field. They wouldn't let us practice inside Legion Field. We said, okay, let's go and practice outside on the soccer field, outside of Legion Field. And they said we couldn't practice out there because Mountain Brook's soccer team had already reserved that area. So
Mountain Brook.
Mountain Brook soccer team.
In Birmingham.
In Birmingham.
Okay.
So they end up cutting the grass at the old Ensley High School. And so that's where we started practicing that last year. So it wasn't easy. You know what I'm saying? Right. But again, we didn't complain about it, man. We just like it's just another obstacle. Let's find a way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So back to managing in high school.
Right.
Preparing you later on to be a girls basketball coach.
Yes, sir.
2 years of them building the school with really nowhere to practice.
Right.
Do this and do that. That takes you and propels and it really helps you get ready for a new program at a restart.
Yes, sir.
At Ramsay High.
Look, that's just how God works. You while you're in that storm, you don't think He's in that storm with you.
Right.
But it's like once you look and get out of that storm, you realize that He was there the whole time.
Wow.
And so He's basically preparing you. I listen to T.D. Jakes a lot, and he talked about how God order your steps. And so if you can't take that step that you're on right now, how can He order your step? If you're complaining, if you're frustrated and you're mad, He's not going to order your step.
So you can't manage this. I can't give you that.
So again, once we left Parker without anywhere to practice, Coach Nelson gives me a call, my old high school teammate, and I'm like, I don't want to go through that same stuff for 2 more years.
Good.
You just now starting the program, and I don't want to go through that again, man.
Wow.
And so I tried to go everywhere other than Ramsay High School.
Wow.
And lo and behold, man, nobody triggered. I called everybody, and I just called Coach Nelson and say, I'm on board, man.
Wow.
And so we had to start that thing from scratch. And but that Parker situation helped me out when we got to Ramsay because we was kind of learning how to be efficient with our time. Because when we got to Ramsay, we didn't have anywhere to practice. Coach Nelson didn't tell y'all much about that. But we didn't have anywhere to practice, y'all. Like we were.
But Mountain Brook had somewhere to practice soccer.
They did. Now they did have a school back in the day. I think I forgot the name of that school, but we did start at that it was an old school they closed down. I can't even think of that name. I think it's Scott School. I'm not sure. Okay. But we were there, and then they closed that down. So it was like, okay, where we gonna practice now? So we would use Lawson Field. But then some days we'll get to Lawson Field and there's a JV game going on. Are you talking about Lawson Field, right?
Off Porto?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you going from downtown
to crosstown
to the east side?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
So that's time, and these boys got on that bus every day. We got to take that bus every day. And when we get over there, sometimes there might be a JV game going on, or it might be a middle school game going on. So Coach Nelson, and I was trying to be a perfectionist. I have my nice little schedule, you know what I'm saying? But I learned to bring a pen with me now because that's going to be something I got to take out.
Wow.
But we were more efficient, though. That's the thing I love about it, that we got better at, because we didn't have 2 hours. We had an hour. So what can we do to get the most out of our kids and be efficient in that 1 hour? And we would have our best practices in the hour. The boys was moving because they knew we had to hurry up and get out the field.
God, that's crazy.
Yeah. But we were efficient, man, and we saw the ending. Like we knew.
I mean, to coach under those circumstances, though, man. You know, like when you look around you, a lot of your counterparts don't have these issues
at all.
But y'all have them.
We have them,
and y'all dealing with them.
We have them, and we try to tell our boys, like, our kids are watching us. And so they're watching how we respond. So if we go around complaining and saying, man, we don't have this and we don't have that, you're just probably hearing this now. We don't tell everybody everything that goes on there. Like, what do we look like? What are they going to do? How are they going to help us out?
Right.
So if the things are going to stay that way, man, just go ahead and make the best out of it. And so that's what we've been doing the whole time at Ramsay, man. We still take a bus every day. We don't go to Lawson anymore. We're at Legion now, Legion Field. So it's a little closer.
So wait a minute, you that's what you guys are doing now?
Yeah, we're still doing that.
That's
so
crazy.
We have a small field on the side, but it's not regulation. You know what I'm saying? So we would start there at 4 o'clock, from 4 to 4:30. Buses get there at 4:30. So again, this is something else that nobody knows, y'all. When we get on that field, we got 25 cheerleaders on this side. We're going to have the flag football team over here. We're going to have the dance girls over here.
Oh, Lawson.
At Rams. This at Rams. Before we leave.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's hectic. It's a lot going on, right?
Oh, my God.
And we can't just be like, no, this is just our field.
No.
Everybody needs the field.
Yeah, because the program was started for the band.
Pan need to feel more than football.
But again, y'all, I'm just saying this because people need to know.
Yeah.
Like, they don't realize what we're going through. But again, we don't complain about it. Like, what are we complaining for?
Yeah.
Goes back to those steps, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So we're going through it, and it helps us out, believe it or not, because think about it. You got 25 chilies over here, right?
Yeah.
You got the band over here. You got the drum majors over here, right? You got the drum line up here, just loud, and we can barely hear signals. So we got to make sure we're efficient with our signals.
Yeah.
And the boys have to focus on the coaches because there's so much going on around them, right? That prepares us, believe it or not.
Yeah, for the game.
That prepares us.
So you guys do spend a little time practicing.
Yeah, before the bus comes.
Before the bus comes.
Correct.
Oh.
So we start practice at 4 and we go to 4:30. Or 4:45, whatever time the bus get there.
Yeah, y'all gonna go until the bus get there.
We're gonna go until the bus get there, and then sometimes again, bus might show up a little late. It depends on
who driving it. Y'all get that bus there.
Look, if they have to do their routes first.
Yeah.
So if it's an elementary route, okay, we're gonna have that bus on time today.
Yeah.
But if it's a high school route, they might be taking somebody at Huffman and got to come all the way to Ramsay. You got me? So. Again, we've learned to be efficient because let's say one bus gets here and we wait on another bus. It depends on what we're focusing on that day. I might just say the whole offense get on the first bus.
Yeah.
Or if we need to go ahead and get our special teams in, all special team guys, first
get
bus.
on first bus, yeah.
You got me? And then everybody else, you're getting your individual drills. You got me? So, I mean, y'all, look, that's how it is.
Yeah, I mean, dang.
We make it work, baby. We make it work.
Yeah, I mean.
Kudos.
Yeah. I mean, that's.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, that's big. Because, like I said, man, other folks don't have these issues.
Right.
Yeah.
on top of it, it's academic school.
Yeah.
Way before football, before anything, these kids got a test to get in, and our teachers do a phenomenal job of getting them prepared for the next level.
Okay.
So they have to make sure their grades are up, and teachers would give all kinds of assignments. So after even doing all that, then you get to practice. We try to go 5 to 7. It all depends on how long the buses get there. It might be 7:30, sometimes 8. They get upset sometimes, but they still got to get back to the school and then back home.
Oh my God.
Get home probably about 8:30. So, and then you still have work to do.
Right.
So again, y'all, I want to keep bringing this up. It's preparing our kids, because when they leave us, y'all, that's the biggest. We love it because they're all excelling, and it took them going through all this,
right?
And they're watching to see how we respond, right? And so if they're going through all this and still maintaining 3.0s and 3.7s, and our kids are really smart, and they find a way to manage their time.
Wow.
That helps them out.
Right.
So when they get to college, they know how to manage their time.
Man. Yeah.
So it's
strong,
it's all
bro.
a plus for us, man.
That is strong.
Yeah.
Now let me. I imagine because y'all don't have what y'all need because it's the area over there so small.
Yeah.
It's just like
right. Yeah. But we make it happen.
Yeah.
We make it happen. It's the first time I ever just put it out there like that. But it is what it is. We make it happen.
That's all right, Coach.
Heck yeah. Because because you played in midfield. We walk right out the field house.
Yep. Got a field house.
Yeah. We practice in the outfield.
Right.
And had a goal post over there. I mean, it's wow. Coach, so you mentioned Coach Nelson.
Yes, sir.
How was it coaching under him as being his OC? Just give us a little spiel on Coach Nelson.
Coach Nelson, for one, I'm so grateful.
Okay.
Because again, to have one of your old buddies from high school, middle school, man, we've been knowing each other, and to see him get the midfield job.
Okay.
And then I was always supporting him, you know what I'm saying? It was his head coach at midfield, and then when he got the Ramsay job, I was just elated. I'm thankful for him. And then for him to give me an opportunity, that was even better. And so coaching with the man, of course, it was a challenge in the beginning because I was still treating him as my partner.
Okay.
Like, that's just my partner, man. You know what I'm saying? And we had a relationship, and the other coaches didn't understand our dynamics. But they didn't understand that was my road dog. Like, I would do anything for Coach Nelson. You know what I'm saying? Like, if something go down, Coach Nelson already know I got his back all day long. So we might fuss in front of everybody, but then afterwards, man, we're going to chop it up and we're going to fix it. And But I've learned, again, just how he held himself, man, how he started this program. He started the right way. And he taught me a lot of valuable lessons, man, just on how to treat the kids and, just everything I needed to be a good OC.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. He told me to ask you about the iPads early on. What was going on with these iPads, Coach?
All right, so working with Coach Nelson, and everybody that's been with Coach Nelson, man, Coach Nelson likes the basics. He's not a flashy guy. He's not going to try to spend as much money. And so I'm like, Coach, if you buy these iPads, it's going to make me a better coach, and we're going to win more games. Because back then, if you get the iPads, we were able to get someone to film the play. Mm-hmm. After that series is over with, they would bring that iPad to me up in the booth. I would go ahead and watch and see, how they lined up, and that way we'll attack them the next time.
Okay.
So I knew it was going to be something that could help us out.
So you're coaching in the booth. You're in the booth.
Yeah. I don't see how OCs do it down at the bottom. I can't do it. It was hard for me as a coach, as a head coach, to be able to. I can't go upstairs to find out. But now the iPads, we use the iPads now. Right. So now we have Huddle sideline. So I keep an iPad with me during the game, so I'm able to kind of look at what I need to look at during the game. Right. So it helps out.
So you were doing this, what year was this?
That was like 2015, 16, before we won the state.
Coach, was anybody else doing this?
I don't think too many teams were doing it. Other than teams over the mountain, they might have been doing it. But that was something that we found out we could do. And I felt like it gave us an edge, and it helped us out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you on the cutting edge of some stuff.
Yes, sir. You got to be. You got to be on the cutting edge nowadays because things are changing daily.
They say, like Ricky Bobby would say, if you ain't first, you're last.
Is it?
Right.
Ricky Bobby.
Right. You're right.
Coach, he also told me they asked about these bleachers. Kids walking. Tell me about the bleachers. What does that have to do with y'all success or building of the young men over there?
So again, I didn't tell this also. My very first year as the head football coach, we had a fire in our gym.
Okay.
We didn't have a weight room.
Okay.
We didn't have a weight room. So what can you do without a weight room?
Football team. Right.
So we, again, didn't complain about anything, but we are practicing at Legion Field. And they have a lot of stadiums at Legion Field. That's a lot of steps up there.
Right.
So it was like a must for me to build their legs up and get them stronger and conditioned. So we were hit those stadiums, man. And so I know that's like our little secret weapon. I think everybody know about it now.
Right.
But those boys going to hit those stadiums every day.
Wow.
We're going to hit them every day.
Dude, and let me ask you this. I had one, my little one, she ran over at Spain Park, and we would sneak over to Hoover.
Okay.
And we would try to wait till after they practice. You know, they finished practice, this track.
Right.
She ran the 400, 800, so what I would have her do is run, and instead of finishing, there was a little gate, and you could go up a hill.
Okay.
So I'm like, this is probably about the last 50 meters of this race.
Yeah.
So, we running this and did it for 3 years.
Okay.
Really been doing it longer than that, but her senior year, they had a new track coach over there.
All right.
And he saw, I caught him watching us.
Okay.
And so come to find out, that was the new thing for the Hoover track.
Hey.
And it bit her.
Yeah.
It bit her in indoor.
Little
girl came and got her.
Okay.
But so does that even matter now that the cat's out the bag about the stadium?
It doesn't because
you got the iPad.
We're trying to get our kid. We're always trying to find the edge.
Okay.
And so I try to tell our guys, we already 20 steps behind. We're already 20 steps behind with everybody out there. So what can we do to get an edge every day? So when you come to practice, you can't come to practice moping. You can't come to practice without any effort. You got to come every day with it. You got to come with it every day. And if you don't come with it every day, there are stadiums over there. There are stadiums that'll make sure we get right.
It's one of your teammates that's coming with it.
Yes,
that can give you a break until you're ready to come with it.
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, we feed on each other.
Right.
Yeah, we feed on each other. So
wow.
You gonna pay?
Yeah. Some kind of way.
You gonna pay? You gonna pay here? You gonna pay downtown?
Yeah. Coach, so that we earlier we talked about the girls basketball.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about basketball, girls basketball over at Ramsay High.
All right.
That's the second hat you wearing over there.
Yeah. I mean, so before I got to Ramsay, I was at Phillips Academy.
Okay.
So we went from Council Elementary coaching girls basketball. Then I started coaching at Phillips Academy.
Now, were you teaching?
I was still teaching at Council.
You still at Council?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
That's
and so Phillips just opened up.
Okay.
And so I was the first girls basketball coach there.
Okay.
And we won like maybe four city championships there.
Okay.
And so lo and behold, again, this how God work again, y'all. Mr. Sullivan was our principal.
Okay.
At Phillips Academy. And he would come to our practices. He saw the way we was practicing. He was like, man, you need to be in high school. And so lo and behold, he becomes the principal at Ramsay High School.
Okay.
And so here comes a position that opens up. And so I applied for the job and I got it. And so 5 years in a row, man. I mean, 5 years, our girls played ball, man. So very first year, lost in the Elite Eight to Winona Dragons.
Okay.
Still having nightmares about those games.
Okay.
Lost in the Elite Eight my first year. Second year, losing the Elite Eight again to Winona Dragons. Third year, we're moving to 6A. I'm like, okay, Dragons out the way. I don't have to look at Bell waving that
the
that towel. I don't have to worry about Bell no more. So now, but we get to 6A, the legend Coach Bell, man. And he was just so nice, man. It's like I just wanted to beat him. You know what I'm saying? And we would beat him during the year, but then we get to the playoffs, man, and his girls just turn it up a notch. Wow. So anyway, so those 2 years are gone. Here come my third year, and we're moving to 6A. I said, okay, this is going. I still had a really good team, man. My girls was really good, and so 6A, we got Homewood. Homewood just came off winning the state championship. Okay. So I think they won 3 in a row. So they beat us.
Wow.
And so that was my third year. Then lo and behold, my fourth year, we make it to the state championship game.
Okay.
2.3 seconds on the clock. And this hurts too. It still hurt like it was yesterday. 2.3 seconds on the clock. We're in overtime. And we call a play. One of our girls misread a pass. Girl tipped it. They get the steal. All we have to do is just get back, let the clock run out, and hopefully we can go into another overtime. We fouled her. Okay. We fouled her. She shoot free throws, and this was against Hazel Green, and they haven't lost the state championship after that. We started it.
So was Tim? Is this the guy?
This is Tim Miller. Miller, and we lost to them. That was my fourth year. Okay. And then the very next year, I only had one senior. Right. So I'm thinking, okay, this next year, this group right here is going to be special again. Right. We're going to get back, and we lost in the Final Four. And after the season over with, hey, Coach, we want to go in another direction. And so that was another test again from God. Like, okay, Lord, what have I done? Right. I felt like I worked my tail off. I wasn't at the school. I'm leaving my elementary school every day, going to girls basketball and coaching football too.
Okay, so you're still not at Ramsay?
No, sir. So at that time, I was at Norwood. My last year, last 2 years. Okay. I was at Norwood Elementary School.
So you get there, you have to leave your job, and you come to Ramsay.
Right.
And you guys start practice then.
Correct.
So, because I'm hearing about the bus, taking. So what time is practice starting?
The good thing about elementary, I'm out of school at 3:15.
Okay.
So we had most of our girls on last block. So they would. Again, this group was so good, man. They were so disciplined. I would just send them what they needed to do on last block. And they had a whole list of drills they would do. So by the time I get there, right at about 3:45, they're kind of finished their drills. And then they go right into scrimmaging or whatever. Okay. And that's just like last block. Right. And then after that, we would practice from like 4 to 6. Okay. So it was challenging, but it was worth it. You know what I'm saying? Our girls are doing really good now, man. Again, once they leave us, they do well. Okay. So shout out to all my girls, man. They check up on me and call me and everything. Right. So man, I really miss coaching those girls.
Okay. So they bring you in. Mm-hmm. Did you have any signs that they wanted to go in another direction?
No. I thought they was fixing to talk about inventory. That's what they told me. Like, we got an inventory meeting. We got a meeting about inventory.
They were getting rid of some inventory.
Yeah. That's what they was doing. But again, y'all, how God works. I'm going to keep saying this over and over and over. I was upset. I was mad, trying to question him. And he spoke to me. He said, this season's over with. I know you love these 24 girls, but I got 90 boys that need a male with some guidance that's going to get them structured and get them prepared. Wow. So after my last year coaching girls basketball, the very next year I focused only on football. So I wasn't coaching girls basketball, and we went undefeated that year. Yeah. And so the very next year, Coach Nelson leaves, and I become the head coach. Yeah. Okay. And then my second year, I got a ring. Yeah. Okay. So, man, I don't question him at all. Yeah. Like, this is...
They say when one door closes, another one opens.
Yes, sir. So I just got to throw my testimony out there to all the
God
unbelievers.
make room for your blessing.
Yes, sir. He's going to make room, man. And you can't question him because he's preparing you. Like that old school song, man. He's preparing you for what's next. Right. And you got to be able to take that. Right. So I took it and to win in your second year, man, as the head
big.
coach, y'all, like
That's big. That man. Like that doesn't happen to a lot of people.
right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're all human,
Right.
You know. So, how's your relationship? Because you say you played, you guys went against Homewood. I think
Right.
Coach Ward
Yeah.
was over there. At Homewood.
Correct.
So how's that relationship with Coach?
So in the beginning, it was kind of like, because, man, I never disliked Coach Ward.
Okay.
Like, man, Coach Ward, if I disliked her, it was because she ran the best plays over there. We couldn't stop them.
Okay.
So if it wasn't her, it was the team was just well coached.
Right.
And so now being able to see her behind the scenes, man, she's awesome, man.
Right.
Like, she's sweet.
Yeah.
So I didn't see all that, you know what I'm saying,
Right,
from my
right.
side. Like, man, she cares about her kids. And I first told her when I first got there, when I started teaching there and we were working together, I didn't want her to be uncomfortable. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm here. This used to be my team.
Right.
And now I'm here. And, you know, some people can be.
She's a principal.
No,
she's
she's
the
a girls basketball coach
yeah.
now.
What's her first name?
Javanka.
Okay.
Yeah.
Javanka Ward. So, man, she's sweet. And I didn't want it to be uncomfortable. So I made sure we had that communication, man. I want her team to be successful.
Good.
Anything I can do.
Right.
So I'm here, man. That's what we all coaches got to do.
Right.
Like, it shouldn't be any division, man. If you care
No.
about kids,
Yeah, that's the main. That's the common denominator.
correct, man.
The kids.
Correct. If
You got to
care about
remove your
kids,
ego, though.
Right.
Remove
I think
it.
a lot of coaches have an issue with just being driven by their own personal ego,
Right.
and they're making it personal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah,
Okay. So good
relationship.
relationship there.
Yes, sir.
Good
Yes, sir.
stuff, man. Good. She her AU their program.
Yeah.
I had an opportunity to go to
Okay.
New Orleans with them. You know, at the end of the year, one year, she invited my daughter to join one of their teams. So, both she and Steve, they, you know, I like good.
Okay.
Seem like real good folks.
They
man.
are.
Very
They are.
nice people.
Yeah.
You know. So, Coach, talk to me about your coaching style. How would you characterize your coaching style?
I think one, I'm a Gemini.
Okay.
And you know what they say about Geminis, we got two sides. It depends on the kid sometimes.
Okay.
Like I try to, and Coach O talk about this all the time about balance. It depends on what am I getting from the guys.
Right.
If they're not coming with that kind of energy, I'm gonna light them up. I'm gonna make sure we fired up.
Right.
If they're uptight and they're kind of, you know, they come with that energy, but they need to be brought it down a taste.
Right.
I do that, so I could kind of get a feel for our kids, man. And the biggest thing this year has been keeping them humble, man. Like this group right here, they're a really good group, but you know they're kids also,
Right.
and they don't make the right choices sometimes.
Right.
And so as coaches, we got to make sure we keep them down here because we know the bigger picture.
Right.
They forget a lot.
Right.
They forget a lot. So it's our job to remind them, like, what's the bigger goal? And even last game, I had to get on our guys, man, because they were beefing with Pleasant Grove, and they was talking, and I'm like, are y'all serious, man? You really got to say something back. You really got to say something back. Like just show it on the field. Play football on the field. You don't have to go and post, we got you this time. All for what?
Right.
So I had to have a talk with them today. I had to have a talk with them like that's not what we do.
That's not Ramsay football.
That's not Ramsay football, man.
It's not needed. It's not necessary.
Be humble, man.
Right.
Be thankful, man. Be grateful. Respect your opponent. And you don't have time to do that because I always tell our boys, man, like, as long as the dog barking, he can't bite nothing.
Yeah.
As long as he's barking. So what are we barking for?
Right.
What are we barking for, man? Bark on the field.
Right.
Bark on the field. You know what I'm saying? So stay within the lines, play within the game, within the rules, and let your play talk for you.
Right.
That's it.
Let that talk for you, man. So, but that social media is something else, man.
Powerful.
Yeah.
It's so powerful.
That's
And
Dion.
they getting their feelings.
Yeah.
So
He just brought that up because they just had a pretty tough game, a rivalry game last night, Coach Prime.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, we got what's the kid name? The one playing both sides of the ball.
Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter. Yeah.
I mean, that kid had to go to the hospital last night.
Right.
You know, it was a cheap shot.
Cheap shot.
So when you guys are you because you have several games, you guys right now probably are everybody's rivalry game
Yes, sir.
now. You know,
Yes,
you
sir.
get
Everybody
everybody's
coming
best.
forward.
You
Right,
know,
right.
So what are you telling the kids when you know the game could?
Yeah, I mean, again, it goes back to what are we doing before football? Before we thinking about football, can you take it? Our kids can't take things sometimes, y'all. And again, they're watching us to see, can we take it?
Right.
And so before we even worry about the next team, man, can you play under control?
Right.
Can you be tempted? Are you getting tempted right now? Or they're gonna they're gonna do everything they can to get your mind off of what the ultimate goal is. So what we try to do during practice is we try to push them. We try to do everything we can to get them rattled.
Right.
Like I love what Deion Sanders did a couple of weeks ago. He said he just stopped in the middle of practice and he just ran them. And I took that from him. We did the same thing. And some of our guys punked out. Some of our guys started complaining. Some of my guys was getting upset, like, what we running for? And just like moaning and whining. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I said, that's the reason why we doing that.
Yes.
Right.
That's the reason. I got to find out where my dog's at.
Yeah.
I got to find out which ones that I'm going to be able to trust when it get tough.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't trust you. And I let them know, I can't trust you right now.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't take this right now. So
Yeah.
I'm going to have to apply some more pressure to get the best result from my
A lot of these kids don't understand that what we're running for is because the coach said so.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And they want they want to know, like, I'm okay running, but what are we running for?
Yeah.
'Cause I don't see nothing we did for this run.
Look, y'all, the ultimate goal again is trying to get them prepared for life, right?
That's right.
After
So
those doors,
this little obstacle, these little things that they're going through now is nothing compared to what life got for them.
Yeah.
What?
Life gonna keep lifing.
What?
Life gonna keep life. And so what we're trying to do is, I love TD Jakes again, man. He talked about the grape. And he was like, when that grape goes through the crushing, right? That grape knows after it's going through the crushing, it'll never be a grape again.
Right.
It'll be wine.
Right.
Fine wine.
Right.
So we got to understand that when we go through something, when we come out, Lord, I'm preaching now.
Right.
Once we come out that obstacle, man, once we come out that, ooh, Lord, Jesus, he got something for us.
Wow.
But we got to come out of it. You know what I'm saying? So
You gotta
he
get
will
crushed a
never
little
be
bit.
a grape again.
Yeah.
He know that. So that's what we
Okay.
try to teach him, man. Like, once you come out, man, I can't wait. And that's what I tell him, man, like, as a coach, all the coaches already understand, man.
I'm going to drop a bomb on that last segment. Last comment.
All of our coaches know that it's so hard when you have kids that you see so much in them that they don't see.
Right.
And it's like that little seed. And we're trying to plant that seed, man, because we see that beautiful flower, but they don't see it.
Right.
So while we're steadily trying to plant, they're that tough, hard soil that we got to break up. You got me? We got to break that soil up, man. Like, I got to force this seed in you.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And so they don't like it, of course, but they're going to appreciate it. Once they leave us, man, I already know they're going to appreciate it. And that's why I try to tell our coaches, man, look, we don't have time. You can be their friend in off season. You can be there for them, blah, blah, blah. But we got to make sure that we hold them accountable, and we got to put it on them because we got to see, can they take it?
Right.
Can they take it?
Wow.
That's the goal.
Can you stand the rain?
Coach, you had you mentioned granddad, pastor.
Yes, sir.
Dad's in your life. In your teaching and coaching career, how often did you have to stand in the gap? Where you had that child, boy or girl, where you might have been the surrogate dad, the uncle, the big brother, whatever. Talk about that.
Man, standing in the gap, being there for our kids, that's something that's daily. Once you build a relationship with them, Coach just said that, man, they don't care about what you know until they know that you care.
Right.
And so it's our job again, man, to build those relationships, understand them. I learned from Coach Nelson also, man, like, you got to make sure you know everything about your players. The upbringing, how they come up, what does mom do, what does dad do, what is the toughest thing you've had to overcome. Like, I want to know all those things because now I got a little foundation.
Right.
What's your goals? What are you trying to accomplish right now? And they mess up when they tell me their goals because now I'm finna hold you accountable.
Right.
You say you want to be a doctor. Okay, now this little work ethic that you got right now won't get you there.
Right.
And so, yeah, man.
That's funny right there because in counseling they call that creating a discrepancy.
Yeah.
Your vision, your goals don't match up with your behavior.
Right. And again, I shout out to all coaches because we all go through it, y'all. It's not easy because my grandfather was my pastor, and I saw the way he treated his church, being there for everybody at the church, like showing up at the hospital, showing up at the houses, and just being everywhere. Right. I feel like I'm doing the exact same thing.
Okay.
The stories you hear, y'all, it can break you. I'm not going to lie, man.
Really?
Some of the stories we hear that our kids are going through, man. I had 2 of my boys recently whose parents were killed in gun violence. One before the season last year, one this year. And to be there for them means the world. And we got to understand it before we all worry about them running a route for me or whatever. How about I find out
right. What's going on?
What are they going through first before I even worry about the rest? And then once I figure out, okay, they need some help. And that's what we're supposed to be for. And if I can't help them, I'm going to call somebody. Right. I'm going to bring help their way. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the phone calls,
That's deep, Coach.
I had a player last year that I'm so proud of, man, because last year his brother committed suicide, you know what I'm saying? And he was depressed and down and blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? And it's like for him to tell us, Coach, I'm the happiest I've been in my life.
Yeah.
Man, I was like, okay, all right, hold it in, Coach, because that was my state championship.
Wow.
Before we won. And that was like mid-season. For him to say I'm the happiest I ever been because you were in our program, man, that means a lot, y'all. Right. Like that, I take that over any win.
Wow.
That's my win all day long, man. So if you care about kids, man, you got to get to know everything about them before you start coaching.
Well, that's important. I think in a nutshell, that's important because when you're dealing with these individuals and you're so disconnected to what they're going through or their home life or their family life, and you just all about just football, I mean, it's a big old gray area that you're going to even miss. Yeah. You know, and you wonder why you can't bring out the best in the individual or the kid because you don't even know this kid.
Yeah.
You don't even know
some coaches don't
what he's going through. You don't know he go home, he don't eat. You don't know he go home, he don't have a bed to sleep on, he sleep on the couch. You don't know none of these things.
Yep.
You just know you want to win a football game and you pushing this kid and this kid done gave everything he got and trying to figure out how he can give some more. Yeah. You know, it's crazy.
It to me, man, it doesn't seem like it's enough hours in a day.
It's not
for what you guys are doing, man.
It's not, but we make time for it because I try to get all my boys to tell their story. Like every practice, I try to bring one of them up and tell your story. Let your teammates know what you've been through.
You make them write it, Coach?
I used to make them write it. Now I let them get
just
up and
freehand.
talk. Okay. Freehand, talk to that player, talk to them. Yeah. And we have one of our quarterback, Keenan. He holds a little Bible study before our pregame meal. And he's been doing an awesome job.
Really?
By whatever he goes over, he's going to bring a guy up and kind of tell them the exact same stuff we talked about. Like, what you go through? What have you been through? And we've had some boys that come up and told us some stories that we didn't know about.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that means so much to see your kids kind of following in your footsteps, man, like doing things
your
like
quarterback
that. My quarterback, he's leading it, man.
Really?
Man, that's great.
That's huge.
You know what else too, man? When you talk about creating having people come up, talk about their stories, being vulnerable, young men in front of other young men, that means that you got to create a safe place for them to do that.
That's it.
So, man, that's big.
Look, coaches, y'all, we get caught up, man. We just get caught up in coaching.
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast this summer, and he was just talking about how
HSCU
coaches. I'm definitely watching you guys. But
that's the only you should be listening to.
Listen, on this podcast, he was talking about what happens when the child after that game is over with, right, on Friday night, and they go home.
Right.
A child has played well, a child didn't play well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A child played well, and his parents told him how well he played, and they congratulated.
Yeah.
A child played well, and he got home, and
Nobody-
he probably didn't have no parents there.
Yeah.
Or they never told him how well he did.
Yeah.
You got me? So now they come back to you on Sunday, right? When they come in the door, you should know your kids, right? You should feel, how was your weekend, man? And so if it wasn't the way it's expected, let's talk about it.
Right.
You good?
Right.
So then I got to remind them, hey, man, you played well, dude. Hey, or you didn't have your best game, but guess what? God will give you another chance next week, baby.
That's it.
Yeah.
I need
That's it.
you to show up this
Yeah.
week now. So
Yeah.
you got to constantly
Yeah.
feel them out. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? And
Encourage.
encourage.
Yeah.
And, like, that's what we are here for.
You know, man, look, I want to say this, Jay, because one of my coaches told me, and it took me until I got to be an older person to understand what he meant by this. I treat all my players alike, but never the same. Yeah. I treat all my players alike,
All right.
but never the same. I was like, wow. And I understood that as I got older. He mean that I'm treating them alike, but I'm catering myself to deal with Mike different than I deal with Jay
They different.
or Coach Jackson.
Right.
I'm treating them alike, but I'm catering myself
Right.
to deal with what he may be
Yeah,
going
you gotta,
through.
you gotta change. Yeah, you gotta be that chameleon to
Yeah.
deal with certain situations.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's what it's about.
wow. Yeah, I mean that just really overwhelms me. I'm thinking like, the bus comes here. We got because you talking about 8, like you said, 8:30,
yeah.
and and like you said, it's an academic institution over there.
Right.
You got homework. We're trying to eat.
Yeah.
Where's this time? Where's the TV time? And that's for them. We ain't talking about y'all breaking down film and.
I want to add that about our coaching staff, man. And again, I've been on some tremendous coaching staffs. I know how the coaching rim is. I know how some coaches will be there all night long. And I think some of them don't want to go home. That's how I feel.
That's how we feel, too.
Some of them coaches back in the day, they might have gotten in trouble at the house, and they going to sit here and make up stuff all day long. We sitting here like, man, coach, we really have to be here all
Yeah,
day.
come on, man. I got a loving wife and kids
Yeah.
now. I ain't in trouble, coach.
Right.
So-
You might be in trouble. I'm not in
I
trouble.
ain't in trouble. Go to the local bar, coach. Let's go on.
So the best thing for us is like Zoom, y'all. And so I try my best not to have those long meetings, man. We don't meet as much.
Right.
I just want to get the basics. And then guess what? If it's some questions I have throughout the week, I'll call you and find out. But what I want you to do, I want you to get home.
Right.
I want you to be with your family.
Right.
I want you to spend time with them, because if you're happy at the house, you're going to bring that same happy energy back to us.
Yeah.
Now, if you're if you're messing up, you'll be there all night long, you come to us and now you frustrated. Well, coach, you can't bring that to these boys.
Right.
So if they're happy, you happy, we
Yeah,
happy.
but there you go.
Yeah.
Coach, you win the state championship. Yeah. Okay.
Let me see that ring, coach. Put it in the camera right quick. Put it up there. Hey, look.
bring it out.
That's what a ring look like, y'all. State championship ring. If you don't know what it look like, that's what it
There
look
it
like. Yeah. And Jay, tell them what we do on this show. One thing that we do, we bring what, Jay, to the show?
We break.
We bring people that win state championship. Yeah. That's your motto.
That's it.
Jay, that's your motto, Jay. Tell them again, Jay.
The six guests state championship
That's
winner.
awesome. That's awesome.
Wow.
To be a part of that group, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. And what's so crazy, Coach Nelson, yourself, both went to Midfield High.
Yeah.
And they're the only two young men to coach in the Birmingham City school system have state championship.
I'm going to give a cheer for that, man.
Midfield grads.
Yeah. The commonality of that is amazing.
God is good, y'all. God is good, man. I want to piggyback on Coach Nelson, because during that transitioning year, like we were getting beat bad, 75-13. I still remember those days. And so when he became a minister, things started to change, and we saw that. And so he didn't allow us to curse anymore. Didn't allow us to be little kids. Man, it was all about getting closer to God. And so I saw it start to change. And we would be on the field sometimes, and we would look up, and we'll see a huge crowd, especially when we played Parker. And we'll both be crying on the field, man. Like, we're just like, man, look at God, y'all. Like, look at God, man. Look where we've come from. You know what I'm saying? And just I'm trying to keep that same energy, man.
Right,
keep that same. We forget. We forget sometimes how he brought us out of things and where we come from. And our kids don't have a clue about the past and what we've been through.
13.
They don't remember that. So I got to remind them.
Who was that team, Coach?
Man, it was Homewood. I gonna call it out. It was Homewood. And it was bad. It was bad. We were fumbling, and man, they was running reverses, and it was like.
They were out on the field day.
Oh, and then the thing about it that I like about Ramsay fans, they didn't go home.
They stayed
It
there.
was packed. It was packed. It was packed. They didn't go home.
They had no
still
sense.
supporting us.
Damn.
They were still supporting us, y'all. And that's what I love about Ramsay family.
Right.
Like, good or bad, man, they gonna support you. And so we told our kids, like, look back, look at the support.
Right.
It's gonna come. It's gonna take a little while.
That's
but
big,
it's
though.
gonna come, man. So,
That's big.
those days. Homewood again. We had our opportunity to get them back. State championship year 2016, and they kept running the score up because Coach Nelson was like, he refused to run that clock. Like, look, we're not gonna just.
He
run
want
the
all
clock.
of it.
Yeah.
They bring it all
We
to
want all
them.
of it. We want all of it. So at
Cause
halftime,
when we give it back,
yeah,
it's gonna be all.
at halftime it was like 54-7, and they asked him, did he want to run and clock? He was like, no, we don't do that around here. We gonna play. We gonna play like young men. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, we gonna go through it.
Yeah.
And so 2016, we had our opportunity to get our get back, right?
Yeah.
And so we were up like 30. We was beating them pretty good. It was like 35-7, I think, at the half.
Right.
And we could have just kept it going.
Yeah.
But the good thing that I learned about Coach Nelson, and my coaches are learning this also,
Yeah.
what are we trying to prove?
Right.
Yeah.
So we could have really lit that score up on them that 2016 year,
Yeah.
but he was like, we pumping the brakes. Get those young guys in.
Get us some talent.
Coaches
Get
upset,
some
like, man,
experience.
no, we got to get our get back. Like, no, that's not the ultimate goal, man.
Right.
The ultimate goal is get to the state championship. We put those guys
Healthy,
in, somebody get hurt, you know what I'm saying? And I do that now. My coaches can't stand it. They want to put as many points on the board because they worry about stats and things like that. But it's like, man, what are you teaching kids? Some coaches, they don't care about putting the points on the board. I've been on that side, and it don't feel good, y'all. And it's you belittling the kids. They working their tail off. We just know we're not better. And you gonna steal. So especially if you run the ball, I understand.
Right.
If you still throwing that thing, man, you still trying to get boys in the end zone. The guys that haven't got in, they practice too. They need to score. Yeah, but let the young guys do it. You know what I'm saying? So I do the same thing now, man. If we up, they already know. They able to hurry and get those points in now.
Right.
Because come third, fourth quarter, man, we pumping the brakes, man. We getting the boys out of there and we getting ready for the next game. Yeah.
So, Coach, this is this memorable picture.
Okay.
State championship. You had your skull cap on, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
And there were some tears in your eye.
Yeah. Not gonna cry on this show though.
We're gonna try to put it out.
You've had some guys that been crying on this show.
The big old jokers up here crying. What's wrong with these jokers, man?
Passion, that's love though.
So, Coach, what was going on when that clock? When you saw what happened there in that picture?
So one, I had that skull cap on because I got a bald head, and grandma always told me to put some on my head before I catch a cold. So, but anyway, Coach Blair was on my staff, and I was just doing just fine, y'all. I was thinking about how good my God is, and I was still holding it in. And when I saw Coach Blair, and he just gave me that look, man, it was like the tears came falling, man, because it was all tears of joy. But there's so many greats in Birmingham, man, like your old school coaches, man, Coach Cheatham them and Coach Coleman and Coach Andre Robinson, and you got a whole list, Cap Brown and all the coaches way back. Cecil Leonard, man, and all these guys were legends, and they didn't get close, or if they did get close, I didn't know too much about it. But Coach Blair, man, we had history together. And I just thought about him, man, and all the stuff he went through about, getting fired at Parker, and he's just a good guy. And when I saw him, man, to win that thing for Coach Blair, man, I just like, all right, it's coming down. I'm gonna be talked about, so it's all good. It's all good.
That's the time to do it, though. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, I got on my notes. I'm like, did you feel the vindication from the basket? I mean, that's the kind of guy I am. I'm kind of, the Lord's still working with me, But I swear I'd have been thinking about I could. You left me alone. I'd have did this over here too now. So, but here you are thinking about,
yes, sir.
this guy that has tutored you in your coaching journey.
Right. That part never came up.
Wow.
It never came up because that's the way God set it up for me. I felt like had I won a state championship, I probably would have stopped coaching football.
Wow.
You win a girls basketball state championship, it's time to go full time now. I'm finna go all in and try to get as many championships as girls basketball.
Right.
But we didn't win it, and I didn't think about that. I thought about, and I try to tell my boys this too, man. When I'm having my bad days, or if I'm going through something right now, I try to channel my energy to someone else because somebody else having a bad day.
Right.
So I want to do everything I can to help the next man out, the next person out. Right. So when I saw Coach Blair, man, that just made my day, man. Good. To see him, and he was already crying. He was already crying, man, crying like, can't believe this. You know what I'm saying? So I was happy for him, man.
Good deal, bro. Coach, we had Coach Reese to call in.
Yeah.
We talk about a few of your players. And I didn't know the history. I didn't know the connection, but I kept seeing this little guy's name, QB Reese.
Yeah.
And I was telling Mike, I said, but it was so bad. At quarterback, they call him QB Reese. And and I kept looking. I said, man, no. I said, wait a minute. Tim's son is it? So QB Reese is not the quarterback.
QB Reese is the best linebacker in the state of Alabama.
Whoa.
The state, hands down.
Not even a question.
He's that guy.
Okay.
If you follow Ray Lewis and you know the kind of energy and effort he brings to practicing games, that's QB Reese. I talked to him today. I talked to him today, man, because as coaches, we're trying to, again, prepare our guys, right? But then you have a lot of coaches come in and they try to tell you about your guys. Like, he's good, but he's not 6'2". He's not 6 this and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, man, he's a dog, though.
Right.
So just, do you trust me?
Right.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, he's the best in the state. And so when they come in and tell you, well, we'll think about it, I get upset. But then it's like when Alabama came, and Alabama offered him, and he just committed to Alabama today.
Okay.
He just committed to Alabama today. So when they come in, now everybody's jumping on board.
It's breaking news, Mike, on the show.
Yeah. Alabama,
yes,
QB1.
Yes, sir.
No, QB Reese.
Hey, they looking for a QB1 now.
They are. They are.
So, does he play on the offensive side of the ball? Or?
We used him last game on the offensive side, man. We used a little wildcat with him, and he ran over everybody. So that's I want to keep that in though. We don't want to show that anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll say that. We'll say that for another time.
So you put it out there, let them have to study a little bit more.
Shouldn't have put it out there that early, but I mean, it is what it is, man. When you coach, man, you want to try new things out anyway, and that's going to be a package that we're definitely going to explore.
Okay.
But we're trying to always do something different.
Gotcha. And you got another Keenan over there in the program.
Got another Keenan, man. Shout out to his parents, man. They do an awesome job, man. We're getting their kids to the next level. Coach Nelson talked about that earlier.
Right.
And Keenan, as a freshman, he came in and started.
Okay.
And as coaches, we always look to see, okay, they're not quite there yet, but it was some freak happened where our starting quarterback, I think he had COVID or something, or contact tracing, so he came in. And man, he managed the game, didn't have too many make any bad decisions, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of special for a freshman to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, now I'm going to continue to watch him and see how he grows. And, man, he has been excelling. He threw 6 touchdowns last game.
Really?
Threw 6 touchdowns last game.
Okay.
So he is playing ball. He's leading the guys in Bible study and things like that. So he's definitely stepped his game up, man. And I'm so proud of him, man, because as coaches, we always want to shake it up a little bit.
Right,
and last year, he had a concussion. I want to say he got a concussion during the Auburn game. And then we let another guy, Tremel, who's one of our dynamics, like a little David Palmer, man. And
okay.
Good, Tremel Washington. He played quarterback for us for the next 4 or 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
And so even though Keenan had his concussion, Tremel was playing so well, we just couldn't just throw him back in there. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I know, we always going to be, questioned about all of the moves that we make, you know what I'm saying? But I had to stand on that because the team was doing well.
Right.
And it was a different dynamic. But the way I loved about Keenan is he didn't come in complaining about it, or if he didn't complain to me. Okay. He was still showing up to practice. He was still involved. He had a great attitude. Okay. And then when his time came, I want to say it was against either Pleasant Grove or it might have been Pleasant Grove, man, and he got his opportunity. Okay. He led us all through the state, all the way to the state championship. Okay. So, and then he's excelling now. So, man, I'm super proud of that guy, man.
Good deal.
Super proud.
Good deal. So, go ahead.
Before we let me just give the audience the picture you was talking about, Jay, earlier, right there. There it is, guys. So I just want those are tears in Coach's eyes after he talked.
Coach Blair.
After he saw Coach Blair.
All Coach Blair fault.
Here it is one more time, just so y'all see it. I don't want y'all to run from it. That's Coach, man.
So you still got a guy that's crying on the show.
Yeah, some kind of way.
We trying to do?
He didn't cry physically, but he's crying on the show. All right.
Oh, boy.
Coach, you mentioned Auburn. Mm-hmm. And I spoke with Tim, and he was telling me to really let you tell me about last year putting them on the schedule and what that did for you guys for the program.
Yeah. Shout out to Coach C. Will, man. He kind of helped me out also of just trying to find the best teams out there. And we kind of reached out to Auburn. We reached out to Hueytown. And
you said C. Will. Who?
Coach C. Will was my OC last year.
Okay.
He's the new head coach at Woodlawn right now.
Okay.
So, and I know he's going to do a phenomenal job there too, man. So he helped me out to try to find the best competition out there.
Gotcha.
We knew going into this last year's season we were going to have something special. Okay. But we knew they need to be battle tested also.
Right.
So, I mean, sometimes I looked at that schedule like, man, what was I thinking about, man? Because it was like Hueytown first game, then we turn around and we got Parker, we got Pleasant Grove. So we got all these studs, man, that we got to go against. And then here comes Auburn, you know what I'm saying? So that's in the front half of the season. So I think, again, our guys, when we went down to Auburn, that atmosphere was it was just special, man. It was electric. They had the lights going on, and their fans were it might have been senior night or something like that they had.
So on a trip like that, do you guys go down the night before, the day up?
No, we go the day before. I mean, the day of.
Really?
We go the day of. We don't have that kind of money.
I was just going to say, so y'all, you're not putting them in the hotel?
No, hopefully if I can go and holler at Coach Probst and see how he does that down there. But, no, we went the day of. Okay. But, again, y'all, I think that game really showed our kids that they can really play with the big boys, man. Okay. They came out that game like, Coach, had we executed early, we could have had a fight. And, again, we play them again this year. Okay. And they are the largest team in the state.
Wow.
So I know you got to play teams like that. We don't dodge from teams like that, man. It goes back to the crushing, right?
Right.
You become something. You become something afterwards, and they became a different and better team afterwards. So, we got to go through it.
Okay. Now, this week you got Fairfield coming up.
Fairfield, yes, sir.
Okay. Here they got some athletes over there.
Man, Fairfield keep athletes over there.
Okay.
Coach Gaines do a great job over there. He's a college coach. He knows what he's doing. He's starting that program over there after our coach left, and he's doing a phenomenal job, man. I talk to Gaines a lot, man. He does a lot of great things off the field that people don't know about.
Okay.
Like he got his boys in the neighborhood cleaning up and just doing things that you're supposed to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I do know, again, Fairfield's gonna come with a fight also. They got athletes, man. They got guys. You put the ball in their hand, they can score like that. So
Right.
we gotta come prepared and ready to play.
Gotcha. So, you've talked about your players.
Mm-hmm.
You've talked about your previous experiences. Talk to me about the coaches that you're working with every day.
Yeah.
10, 12 hours.
Yeah. I've been saying this all last year about our coaching staff. Again, I say this a lot. Coach Nelson, when he left, a lot of guys, left. And the great thing about it, I got to start flat out with a clean slate.
So a lot of the coaching staff
from the previous years, yeah, they went different places. Yeah, all of them went different places. So I was left with one coach.
Okay.
No, actually two, because Coach Reese was still there and Coach Blair was still there.
Okay.
And so everybody else brand new. And so it was God sending me great men.
Okay.
It was God sending me great men, and I prayed about it. I was like, Lord, all right, I can't do this by myself.
Right.
Please send me some strong men, some stand-up men, some God-fearing men that's gonna help me out, because I can't do this by myself.
Right.
And lo and behold, man, the way I found out about these guys was just God.
Wow.
Like my offensive coordinator, I got him, C. Will, who's the new head coach at Woodlawn, just because I was going to support one of my students. I was just finally got to Ramsay, and I was just going to support him. He was playing soccer. And then I found out that was his dad. And then I knew his mom, because his mom was my principal at Price Elementary.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, that's a sign.
Yeah.
So I got him on, and then he knew Coach Bevel, who was the defense coordinator. And he was just a good guy, smart, man, like really good, loves the kids, humble guy. And then I got both of them to say, okay, reach out and find your coaches. I let them, because they're going to be working with them every day.
Right.
So I let them go ahead, and then all I had to do is go and talk to them, find out some things about them. You know what I'm saying? I always look to see if they've been through something.
Right.
Those are the kinds of guys I want, the ones who overcame some things, man.
Right.
So I look for that, and I want to make sure they're good, God-fearing guys. And so again, they brought those guys in. Coach Thornton, new running back coach, phenomenal guy. Coach Vic was our quarterback coach. Coach Blair was already with me. I got Coach Lillian, who was another O-line coach. And all those guys are like good guys, man.
Right.
And then got a new coach, Coach Terry, who's a receiver coach now. And so and then my offense coordinator was my ex-player, Nico Hartley.
Okay.
2016 state championship. Yeah. So he came in this year.
Okay.
And then on the defense side, I had Coach Goodwin, who's a linebacker coach. I'm sorry, my safeties coach. Coach Dobbs, my DB coach. And then I got Coach Holloman, who's my linebackers coach.
Gotcha.
And then I kind of set them up like Coach Nelson set me up. Basically, I didn't want my coordinators to coach a position. I want them to be able to float.
Yeah.
Go with the O-line one day, go deep, go with the receivers one day. And so it's working out for us. You know what I'm saying?
Great.
Yeah.
Man, big ups to all you coaches, man. All the coaches that make Ramsay run the way it need to run.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's strong, Coach. So you're not calling plays?
No, sir. Well, I kind of dibble and dabble a little bit. If I see something, I'm going to talk to my OC. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to help out. But I'm not calling plays, though.
Yeah.
Again, as a head coach, you can't wear so many hats, man. If you bring guys in, you got to allow them to do their job. Right. And as a head coach, it's your job to manage that.
Right.
Make sure what they're doing is helping. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Make
sure what they're doing is structured. You know what I'm saying? But if you hire good coaches, it makes your job better and easier. So all those guys do a phenomenal job.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, Coach, over the weekend, I was looking at some of the results.
Okay.
One of the big powerhouses in the city took another L. And we had Coach Ford on. I asked him the same question.
Okay.
They come calling.
Yeah.
From over the mountain, with that big bag.
Yeah.
Because Hoover's, I think we had a part of the clip. Coach Pro said Thompson is overtaking Hoover.
Right.
There's no doubt.
Right.
So they reach out.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on on that?
For me, I would pray about it.
Mm-hmm.
I would pray about it, and I would let the Lord lead me.
Okay.
I do love where I am.
Okay.
I do love working with inner city kids. I
Okay.
love that because I think they need it the most. They need
Okay.
this type of love.
Right.
And if there was an opportunity outside, I would think more of how can I get my other guys out there? So if I take this position over there, I'm thinking about the best coaches around the city that would love to have that opportunity. They coming with me.
Right.
So if I take it, it wouldn't be about me and the bag.
Right.
It'd be about, okay, what other
How can I take
brothers,
some more?
what other guys I know that deserve that position over there. You know what I'm saying? So it would be more of that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but I'll be on my knees praying though.
I got you.
Pretty sure the wife's gonna be over there like,
Yeah.
go with the bag.
Yeah.
Like that. But I mean,
New purse, new shoe.
yeah, new everything.
Yeah,
But again, man, for me, it's not all about the bag, man.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
about helping the next child.
Yeah.
What can
yeah.
I do to help the next child out?
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
that's my take on that.
And Coach, you mentioned your wife, and you up here with us this time of night.
Yeah. You're gonna be on the couch tonight. Yeah. Hey, how you doing, wife? Yeah. What's her name?
Andrea Jackson.
Miss Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about your family. Tell us about your family.
So, as coaches' wives, y'all know it's not easy being a coach's wife.
It's not easy being a husband to your wife. I'm sorry.
You are right.
But I get you, Coach.
It can be a hard task. They have to understand like what's your goal, like what are you here for? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I commend her, especially when they come to games and they calling your husband all kinds of names. You know what I'm saying? They giving it to him.
They don't do that at Ramsay, do they?
Man, they do it. Come on now. They'll smile in my face daily.
Look, they want to fire Saban right now.
Yeah,
So you know.
Because the little quarterback situation.
Right. So she's gotten to the point where if she do come, she's gonna sit way in the corner somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So because I mean,
do she sit on the opposite side? Because that's what I used to do when I go to my game.
Most of them sit on the opposite side. You know what I'm saying? But mine, she gonna find a little corner in the spot with my daughter. You know what I'm saying? My daughter's in they gonna be there. You know what I'm saying?
How old's your baby?
Huh?
Your daughter?
Daughter's 15.
Okay, so she know what time it is.
Yeah, she know what time it is. And my oldest daughter is.
She might. Now that's the one you probably need to keep calm. Talking about my daddy.
Right.
Yeah. But again, I had to, talk to them also. Like it comes with territory. It's fans.
Yeah.
That's what fans do. They say all kinds of stuff. But I do have to remind our parents, like, watch what you're saying sometimes because you're talking about somebody's child.
Yes.
So while you're regular getting it to them, that might be a child or parent or uncle or cousin or somebody over here that listen to you.
Yeah.
And I've had that before. I've had some parents like, man, I don't say nothing to her anymore. I'm like, what's going on? Y'all beefing? You should hear what she said about my child at the game. And I'm like, okay, hey, so when we have our parent meeting, I can't tell you to stop talking.
Yeah.
I can't tell you not to yell and be a fan.
Be mindful.
Be mindful because again, man, they're kids. They're gonna make mistakes. They're not perfect. You're not gonna you're not perfect.
Right.
We follow you to your house, and let's see how many things we can say about you.
Right. Yeah, we can say a lot about you. Yeah.
Let's talk to your husband, find out.
Yeah.
But I want to go too deep on that.
Yeah, he ain't got you.
But so back to my parents. My mom. Shout out to mom, and she's gonna make it to every game.
Wow,
mom dudes.
Mom's gonna be a support, man, and she's gonna let me know, if we need to fix some things.
Right.
She's gonna let me know that. My dad, he's gonna be on the sideline.
Okay.
And my son, he's always working right now. He just made me a granddaddy now,
Okay.
so I'm a grandfather now.
Okay.
And my oldest daughter, she's made me a grandfather last year.
Okay.
That's
So
all right,
take that
boy.
back. So yeah, man, I have a great family, man. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful, man, just to have that backbone because we go through it, y'all.
Oh yeah.
Coaches, we take a lot of that. We try not to take it home, but we go through a lot, and you gotta have that safe area.
Right.
Where you don't have to worry about all the nonsense going on out there that folks just dogging you out for no reason and saying you can't coach and this. I've been the worst coach and the best coach
at the same
at the same day or the next day. Like, so I try to prepare our players like that. Like, you're not as good as you think you are.
Yeah.
But you're not as bad as you think you are either.
Right.
So that keeps us level-headed. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I just try to, stay there.
That's the most important thing is keeping those kids out the stands and not the newspaper clippings.
Oh yeah.
That's the key. That's the biggest task,
man.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, man, this has been a pleasure, bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Look into that camera and tell the Rams country, Rams nation, the kids, the students, tell them what you need the rest of this season, man.
Look, I want you all to continue what you've been doing. You all have been awesome with supporting our program. I love it. I love the support, man. Our administration, I want to leave them out, man. Our principal, Dr. Walker, has been phenomenal of leading this whole school system. I mean, our school, our principal, Mr. Kemp and Ms. Sharp, they lead. All of our teachers, our athletic director, man, everybody plays a major part in what we do. Right. Our teachers, again, they have been phenomenal. They support us and they make sure our kids are developed. They make sure they get them ready for the next level too. Right. So it's a huge family there, man. And so I got to give a shout out to everybody in Ramsay Nation, man. Just for continue to support, man. And we're hoping and praying we can bring another one back to the city.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Hey, and we're big supporters of Ram Nation too.
Okay.
So we got basketball over there. Talk to Coach Ward.
Okay.
So let them know. We want to see them sitting in that seat.
All right.
Okay. Before long.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Mike, this been a banger again.
Yes. And before I let you go, man, we gotta make sure we let everybody know where they can go and catch the podcast.
Okay.
What? Won't you look at your shirt? HSCU.
HSCU.
Okay.
Stop it, Jay. Let me give my spiel. HSCU podcast on YouTube. HSCU on Facebook, Instagram. Same handle on Facebook and Instagram. The only thing different is YouTube. HSCU podcast on YouTube. Man, them acronyms kill me, man. Jay, and it's just my ADHD too, man.
There you go.
Jay, God talking, man. Also, man, we had a sponsor last week, man. I forgot what it was. Tutoring.
And we will put that information. And that may be some, this particular group they deal with preparing them for. The SAT.
Yeah.
And if they need some tutoring in a particular course, but we'll put that information because I don't have it in front of me to read off.
Okay, yeah, we'll have it next time.
Yeah,
and I have it in the link of this. When you go to YouTube, you see all the pertinent information inside that link, man. And look, just don't look at it, man. Make sure you share it with somebody that may need the information.
Right.
We all deal with high school age students, middle school age students. Man, look, make sure we get and guide these guys to the right place where they can be successful. Right. We talk about football on the field being successful, but you got to be successful in the classroom to be able to do the things that you love: baseball, football, basketball, soccer, whatever the sport is.
Right.
So let us help you.
Okay. All right, man. Appreciate it, brother.
Hey, I appreciate y'all, man.
And good luck the rest of this season, man. Good luck. We're going to come and check. I got to come see this best linebacker in the state. I got to come see this brother now.
We got some dogs. We like.
I've been playing this little picture right there, Jay.
We got some guys out there, man.
Okay.
I've been showing them out, throughout the podcast.
Okay. Good stuff, man. Mike, appreciate it, brother.
Hey, man, another banger. All right, guys. Y'all, hey, we're going to end this thing. Next time, love, peace, and hair grease. We out of here,
yes, sir. All right.